let's talk about newsletters, specifically newsletters for like photographers, and to be more specific, Substack for photographers. So if you don't know, Substack is this really cool platform where you can publish newsletters and have it sent out to, your email subscribers. Whatever it is you want to talk about, it's not just photography, basically. There are lots of different kinds of newsletters on Substack. Although nowadays Substack is kind of like they do everything, videos, podcasts, newsletters, and it can also serve as a blog in a way. But the most important thing that I want to talk about really is the email aspect of it, because when you have email subscribers, you can always send them what you're working on and things like that. So I think photographers should definitely be on Substack. The reason why I say that is because fine, there are a lot of photographers on there currently, lots of great photography publications, but I still think there are not enough photographers on Substack, and they should be, because Substack is great. But I don't want this video episode, whatever. I don't want this to sound like it's a Substack promotion. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I think it's more like I want it to be about why you should actually start a newsletter, an email newsletter, if you're a photographer. It doesn't really have to be Substack. I just use Substack, and I think it's cool because it's easy, it's free, you don't have to pay anything, and there are even monetization options for you. And that's why I'm mentioning it. Otherwise, I won't even bring it up. But let's look at email newsletters generally. Email newsletters, I think photographers should have, because it's a great way to build a community, a close, tight knit community among your supporters, people who love your work, who want to see your work. And the reason why it's a good way to do this is because on a normal day, not everyone would subscribe to your email list. Not everyone who follows you on maybe YouTube or Instagram or whatever social media platform you're posting on. Not every one of those followers would actually subscribe to your email list. So it's a good way to know the people who are really interested in your work, because they are the ones who would be like, oh, I like this guy's photography. I would like him to send me emails once every month or twice every week, whatever the duration is. I want to see more of what is working on. And not everybody will do that. And once these people subscribe, you deliver this content to them, and they keep up with your work. Not saying you can't share this on different platforms, you can, but once it's by email, there's a certain level of trust that comes with it. Like, there's a certain level of trust that comes with giving your email out to another person. That's fine. Okay, send me whatever it is you're working on. I would love to know. Not everybody's going to do that. I've said that a lot. I think the second reason why I would say every photographer or creative should actually have an email newsletter is because it's a great space to share your work. It's a great space to share your knowledge. It's a great space to do all of this without having to deal with algorithms, without having to deal with platform changes. Take Instagram, for instance. For the longest time, it was a photo platform. It was a photocentric platform, and photographers loved it. We were all there, with building communities and doing all of that. And one morning, they woke up, they saw that there was another platform somewhere called TikTok, and promoting short form videos. And Instagram decided, okay, you know what, we don't need photos anymore, or we need them, but they are not our priority right now. And so all the photo pages basically just kind of like start declining. And now you have to be really heavy on reels to kind of grow on Instagram. And you can have that with any platform. Tomorrow they can decide to change and do something else. If you are big on TikTok, or if TikTok is your preferred method of sharing updates to your followers, which I doubt because it's really short form and nothing sticks. Um, then you don't know, it could get banned in your country, and that's the end. What do you do? Which is why email is kind of like still the best, because you have these people's emails, you have the people that you expect to maybe hire you or buy your course or buy your program to, see what's going on with you. And email is just a great way to have this. I mean, a newsletter is a great way to have this connection, a great way to share this information with them, so that whatever the social media platforms decide to do, it doesn't affect you. You always have that as a direct line to communicate with your potential clients, potential customers, potential. Yeah, that's that's all I have. And then the third way, it's a good way to establish authority, depending on the type of content you upload. People can come in there and see what you do. Now let me go back to Substack, because the reason why I'm going back to Substack is because, other than it being an email newsletter, it's also it's also a great platform in the sense that I don't necessarily need to subscribe to your newsletter before I see your posts. So when I talk about establishing authority and delivering valuable content, if you have a Substack, you could send me the link. I could go there. I don't need to subscribe first. I could look at what you've uploaded there before. So I could see the type of content you upload. I can see if I'll be interested in it before I decide to subscribe. It's not a it's not something that I just subscribe and then whatever you send to me, I will have to live with that. I can see the archives, I can see what you post there. And because of that, I feel it's good because you don't just go there, you don't just subscribe to everyone who sends you their link. You go there, you check out the pages. Oh, do I like what this person is uploading? Do I like his content? And if you do, that's fine. You subscribe. And, you know, same with if you are the one who has the publication and you're sending your links out to others. Not everybody's going to subscribe. But as I said, it's a good way to build that community with your diehard fans. It's a good way to share your knowledge without, you know, platform changes, and also just to build that authority. Now, there are lots of photography publications, photography newsletters on Substack. They're called publications on Substack. And you might be thinking, oh, what am I going to talk about in my in my photography publication? What am I going to talk about in my newsletter? That's the good thing about this, is that you can talk about anything you want. Do you want to share tips and tricks? Do you want to just share photos? You can do this. There's a really great why do I keep saying podcast? There's a really great newsletter I subscribe to. It's called 100 Real People. I'm not so sure about that name right now, but I'll check. And it's every post is just photographs. Like, there are no words. The author, just, I think his name is Richard Partridge. I hope I'm not confusing this with another newsletter, but I'm subscribed to it. They're just pictures. He just shares some wonderful pictures, and it puts like the location. This London, UK. Just little notes like that, and it's really great. I love looking through it. Because I could just pick up my phone once it sends a new letter out, and in less than 5 minutes I'm done. And I look at the pictures, or I spend more time depending on how how my mood is that day. But I could just go through it, and it doesn't have to be a big deal. Then there are some people who write lengthy explanations about maybe a particular photograph and how they took it, where they took it, and the whole story behind it. There are some who talk about a particular topic and then just show different photographs to make their points, kind of like a blog post. So you can do anything you want to do. There's no direct rule on what you should talk about in your photography newsletter. So it's great because you just keep on talking about the things you're interested in. You talk about the things that you are doing, you share your work, and it's cool. There's really nothing too specific, or there's no particular rule that you must do this or you must do that. There's no right way to write a newsletter. And another good thing about it is also you can choose the frequency at which you want to publish new posts. You could decide that you want to send out a letter every week, or maybe twice a week, or every month, whatever the case, whatever you're comfortable with. And there's even a particular newsletter I'm subscribed to, which is, there's a new letter like once every few months. There's no set time. So it just gives you that total freedom. You don't need to be pressured to do anything. But you should consider starting a newsletter if you're a photographer or if you're just a general creative, for the reasons I've talked about. It's I think you would enjoy it. Try it out, see maybe you like doing this, and maybe after like 3 months, and if you don't, feel free to stop. It's a free word. Anyways, that's all I have for today. Check out my newsletter. I've been writing it for about a year now. I send it out two times. I send it out 2 times every month. So originally it started out as a weekly. I said originally I was sending it out twice in a week. Then after some time I couldn't keep up with that. I had to change to once every week, and after a while I also couldn't keep up with that, so I had to change it to 2 times in a month. So basically the week of the 15th and the last week of the month, or the week of the 30th, last first week of the new month, I try to send it out. It's called Trying to Be Creative. Check it out. If you like it, subscribe. If you don't like it, no hard feelings. See you some other time.